Yo, what's up my dudes? Mayu here, coming to you with another Tarkov video. Today I want to bring up some of the early guns that is going to be effective for new players and budget runners alike. As a brand new player, knowing what guns to run is key to stack the odds in your favor. One of the biggest mistakes I made early on was running really crap ammo in an expensive gun, meaning my gun was pretty much useless. With these cheap and effective guns, you'll be able to defend yourself from scavs and PMCs alike, and make sure that you survive those raids that is so crucial in the beginning. I'm gonna start off with two guns that you can buy from the level 1 trader. It's gonna be all on Prapor. The second two guns I'm gonna bring up, you're gonna need to use the flea market. Especially if you're a new player. If you're an advanced player, you might be able to buy these guns all from the traders. So let's start it out. Going into trading, we go to Prapor. Well, the first gun we're gonna check out is the Mosin. The Mosin is the rat's favorite gun. Oh, let me actually turn on level 1. Sorry about that. The Mosin infantry rifle. It's the rat's favorite because of a couple of reasons. It can pack some really good ammo. But the ammo we're gonna use is called LPS-GZH. It got 81 damage and 42 pen, which means that one hit to the chest will kill an opponent. There's a drawback though. It's a slow loaded gun. It has an internal ammunition system, which means that the magazine, you don't swap it out. You actually mount the bullets from the top. So you load it in from the top. It is also a bolt action rifles, meaning you have to manually pull the bolt backwards to eject the round and push in the new round. This makes it so that it can be a little bit tricky if you get into close quarter combat, because you need to take cover in between shots. But I still recommend you to try it out, because it will teach you a lot about the game and how it works. It will teach you how to weave behind cover, when you can peek, etc. If you want to run a little bit more expensive ammo, I would recommend the 7N1 ammo, which is bang for the buck. A lot of bang for the buck, but it can get quite expensive. The second gun we want to bring up is the SKS. Now, this SKS is the most basic version of it, meaning you can't attach any mounts or anything to it. It has a 10 round internal magazine, which means the same as the Mosin, you can only put in bullets from the top. And you can only have 10 bullets in at the same time. You'd mount this gun with PS ammo. The PS ammo is not the most deadly ammo, but it is effective. And it's quite cheap as well. It's got 54 damage and 34 penetration, which means that you might need 2 or 3 shots to the chest to down a PMC or a scav with a level 4 armor. Still, it performs quite well, especially if you can get those headshots. Let's actually check out the cost of this bullet as well. Each bullet is going to cost you 87 rubles, which is pretty much nothing. Now, for the third gun I want to bring up, it's the Vepr Hunter. This little bad boy right here, you need to go to the flea market to get. If you press filter by item, if you already have one, you can find them here. Around 40,000 at the moment. You can also type in Vepr Hunter in the flea market search. But do note that you need to be level 5 to open up the flea market. This bad boy can mount pretty much any sight on it or a compact collimator. I like to run it close range, and to do that you need to buy 2 items. Well, one is mandatory, to be honest. You can either do, you see here there's an attachment for a dovetail mount. That means that the sight is gonna sit up here somewhere, and it's gonna be really high above, which means that it's really wonky to run around with it. So what I like to do is I like to buy the TT01 Find this on Prapor if you have it unlocked. Otherwise, it's around 5,000 on the flea market. And then you want to buy a PK06. This is my favorite site. Some like the MRS, some like the PK06. It's around 16,000 rubles most of the time. You pretty much just slap this on here and you get yourself a semi-automatic deadly ass gun. It has magazines that is both has the capacity of 5 and 10. I would recommend the 10 rounder. It's about double the price, but goddamn, it's so nice when you're in close quarter combat to actually be able to offload a couple of rounds without having to worry about instantly reloading. The ammo that you put in this one is the M80 ammo. The M80 ammo is arguably one of the best ammunitions in the game. It's got 80 damage, which means 1 shots to the chest, and it also got 41 penetration, which means it goes through level 4 armor. Which means most of the people you will run into will run around level 4 armor. Even if they have level 5, you can do two shots and it should pretty much seal the deal. This one uses mags though, so compared to our previous 2 guns, you are gonna want to run a vest with this one. Make sure you put the magazines in the actual vest, because when you reload, you can't reload from the bag. And this is pretty much good to go now. It's such a fun gun to use. If you have any success with it, please do comment below and tell me about your experience. The fourth gun, sorry, we're gonna check out is the VSS. Now, things are getting a little bit more expensive here. But don't worry, this is absolutely worth it. Let me just move these items out of the way. It's absolutely worth it to run this VSS. We do the same deal here with the VSS. We need to buy it off the flea market unless you have it unlocked. It's around 46,000. So only 6,000 more than the Vepr Hunter. If you can find a VSS with the SVD low side mount on the flea market, it costs around 10,000, I think. Let me actually check. Yeah, around 10,000. So you can go up 10,000 in price with the SVD low side mount, and you will still profit from it. And I like to use the PK06 for this one as well. This is actually classified as a sniper, but it acts way more like a submachine gun. It has an internal suppression system, and it spits bullets like it's nobody's business. Which brings us to the drawback of this gun. The magazines are insanely expensive, especially if you want the 30 rounder. You can see the 30 rounder and the 20 rounder. The 20 rounder is easy to tell because it has this plum color. The 30 rounder lands in on about 30,000 rubles, while the 20 rounder lands at about 7,000. Which means if you want to run the big boy mags, you need to spend a lot of money just to run the mags. But I would say that you can run the 20 round mags without any issue. You just have to be more cautious about when you step in and out of the fights. Of course, you always want to hit your shots, but if you're a good aimer, the 20 round mags will serve you even better. The ammunition we use in this one is the most basic one, but don't be fooled by the low cost and low pen of this ammunition. The SP5 is around 120, 140. It's insanely cheap. Yeah, 120-ish. 140 from Prapor. These bullets have 68 damage and 35 penetration. Now the penetration isn't as hard, but considering the rate this gun fires at, you will shred any armor your opponent has anyway. This means that if you bring the 20 round mags, you bring the SP5 ammo, you can bring up to 6 or 7 mags and quickly reload in between engagements. You will shred people like crazy and it will barely scratch your wallet. I like to run this both with 20 and 30 round mags. I usually run a combination, like a 30 round mag when I start the raid and 20 rounders as backup. And then if I get a little bit of downtime, I'll repack the 30 round mag and I'll swap that in again. One thing that a lot of people do is put the 30 round mags in their secure containers as well, since they have such a high value. The fifth gun, last but not least, is the Krashed Bubbleslayer. This gun costs around 50,000-ish to buy off the traders, and you might add 10,000 if you buy it off the flea market. It's a very basic gun, basic looking gun, but it's packing an evil punch. It's an AK-74. It looks very standard, and that is by design. This gun will be the insurance fraud of your life. It keeps coming back. Because of how it looks, people don't suspect it that you actually have modded it a little bit. The only two things that we actually have added to it from the stock AK that you can buy from Prapor is the rubber butt, which helps with the recoil. We've added the AK polymer, which gives us a slot for a laser. And the laser is there just to help out with the recoil. A little trick is to use this laser sight here, or tactical device, with the IR searchlight, meaning you won't actually shoot any laser beam and giving away your position. You'll only have like a dim red light, but it will help you with the bullet spread when spraying. It's been tested. I will link you the video, because this gun is designed by a streamer called Krashed. He's also great at YouTube. So I will link you the YouTube video for this gun, and he will go into detail about everything. The one thing I will say is, since the gun will return to you on insurance a lot, I would go heavy on the ammo here instead and go and bust out the BS ammo. The BS ammo is one of the best ammunitions in the game, but it is very expensive, landing in at about 1,000 rounds a bullet. But it's not for nothing. It has, let me actually check. It has 40 damage and 51 penetration, meaning it will pretty much pen anything, and 2 taps to the thorax, which is an insane feat for such a bullet. All right, my dudes, these are the 5 guns I would recommend you guys to check out when you are learning the game or want to try some budget guns just for the heck of it. I kept this video a little bit shorter than usual. I hope you like the format. If not, please do tell me, do you like the shorter videos or the longer videos? I also want to take the time and plug my Twitch channel, which is live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Central European time. If you want to hang out, find some people to play with, or do some scav runs, please pop in by and we'll have a good time. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to the video. Also, comment below what you think about it. I'm still learning, so any input would be awesome. Have a good one, dudes.